Tay,
Hey man, how you doing?
what's up, dude?
Man, not much at all. How are you?
I'm good. I am good. How are you surviving the apocalypse?
Man, the same way we're all just eating. That's how I'm surviving it.
Yeah. Good, man. Oh, you look good. I see you're growing the hair out a little bit.
Yeah, man, my barber's not open. Like I don't know what's going on. There ain't too much I can do right now.
Really?
And I'm scared to cut it on my own, man. I'm not that talented.
See, I got sick of it. I took a buzzer and I just went, hey. So,
just like that.
yeah, Emery helped me out a little bit. It was nice, but yeah, it feels freeing. You know what I mean?
It does, man. It might grow back by the time we're off this quarantine thing.
I know. I was thinking, I was like, I gotta get new headshots. I gotta make a new reel scene, you know.
Yeah, man. I love it, though. I love you. Look good, man.
Thanks, dude. Thank you. Yeah, we got people coming in. Hey, Moni. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Khalid and Henry. For any of you guys out there, we have Tay Smith. One of the co-owners and founders of BYSB Talent Agency, one of the premier Southeast agencies here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
These guys, they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about. But please, in the box below, please enter a question, and we'll get through it and we'll get to it. I already see there's a couple. Thank you guys for participating. Tay, man, thank you for being here, dude.
No, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a crazy time, and it's amazing to see the community coming together with all these lives and all these informational sessions going on.
Absolutely. Everybody just needed a quick break to reset and then to, intermingle with everyone else. But I love it, man. Everyone's coming together during the time that we're all doing the same thing right now, which is pretty much nothing, and kind of just waiting to see what's going to happen. And
yeah.
Our creative juices are always flowing, and everyone's collaborating with each other and just making everyone feel good, so I'm loving it.
Yeah. So before we start getting into the Q&As, can you just give me, so I know you and yourself, you come from Baltimore, you come from a music background, and that led in the talent world. You were with a big agency, and then you broke off to your own. Can you tell us about your journey for everyone who's here, and kind of give us your background?
Yeah, trying to think of where to begin. Well, like you said, I'm originally born in Baltimore, Maryland. Then I think when I was in middle school, I moved to North Carolina. I've always been around the music industry because my dad, he was in the music industry. He's a music producer. So just growing up around just artists, entertainers, writers, just everything. It was kind of influential to me. I knew I always wanted to be around it in some capacity for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And long story short, when I got to North Carolina, I realized quickly that I was not an actual artist in the sense of playing instruments, producing, singing, or whatever you may have. So I took an interest in the business side and just observing talent. So I've always had a sense of observing great talent. Which I still think that's a credit to a lot of success that we have today, just being able to identify good talent from the beginning and kind of see their journey moving forward. Ran to Chris Young, who obviously about my business partner extraordinaire. He taught me a lot over the years. We were in the music business together, a mentor from the beginning in that. And we kind of, he's been in the TV and film world a little bit before me, and then went to the music business. We kind of went into I'll say the management world of actors around the same time for the most part. And, then it just kind of switched into, not managing, but agenting at another big agency. We had the opportunity to come in there and head up their LA division.
Yeah.
We were very successful at that, where we started handling just the United States as a whole, whether it's Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York, and it was very successful. We parted ways, I think, almost 4 years ago.
Crazy. Time flies, right?
Yeah, great success. Sometimes I forget how fast time went, man. It's just so quick that I'm like, man, I got to really count back the years of how long we've been doing this.
Right.
Been our own. But it's been, very gratifying, man, and I love it.
I remember 3 years ago, I guess a little bit, maybe like 3.5 years ago now, was the first time I had visited Atlanta, and I was lucky enough to hear about you and Chris. And that's when we connected, but it was like it was a little bit after your departure from the previous place, and then you guys had just started BYSB, and I was like, I heard like these two guys are like the hottest two agents in town. They were killing it over here, and they just broke off and started their own thing. They're rebels. I was like, all right, I need to get in contact with these guys, and I hit you guys up, and you hit me back, and you were, and we I remember we talked on the phone. I remember I was driving in my car. And you were like, you're just the right type of guy we're looking for. I was like, all right, perfect. And like, and I remember thinking like, dude, these guys, they're so hungry, and they're so like they have so much experience, in the TV and film world where they came from, I mean, the idea that you guys being in the music world and just being on the East Coast and dealing with talent, like I was like, all right, like these are the guys I want to be with, and they're gonna blast off, and I want to blast off with them. So thank you for that. Love it. Yeah. But dude, it's amazing to see, because basically, I've seen BYSB build from when you started into now, and I mean, it's amazing how fast how much ground you guys have covered. I mean, you're already a SAG franchise agency in Los Angeles and Atlanta, right?
Yeah, so we're SAG franchise, like you said, here and also in Los Angeles. And you've really watched us grow from the ground up. And we knew extremely well that time was of the essence when we parted ways with the other agency.
Yeah.
To keep the momentum going, not letting too much time die down. So we wanted to make a quick impact and just do what we know how to do naturally.
Yeah.
So, we just... Like I said, time was of the essence. We was able to work it, very quickly and efficiently, and we've been very successful, doing this since we've been on our own. Usually we're ranked between the number 1 and number 3 on IMDb. That's based in Atlanta, or in the southeast region, I should say, not just Atlanta. So we're pretty good to have accomplished that. We've actually accomplished that feat, in the first year and a half to 2 years, and it's been steady ever since.
Hey, so for everyone who's joining us, if you have questions, please, there's a little question box at the bottom. Just tap that, put your question in there, and we'll start going through questions in a minute. Yeah. All right, so shall we? All right, here we go. So, do you see this one? During this time, is BYSB giving opportunities to send in any materials? I'm sure there's plenty of people that want to know. Yeah,
absolutely. We are, and this is a good time for us to review them as well too. So you can even go to our website at www.bysbtalent.com, or you can just email it to us, because we like to go paperless. We don't like for you to send your resume and headshots, physically to the office. And we've been doing that before we were quarantined, actually. So if you can, just email it to submissions with an with an S on the end of it, and at BYSBtalent.com, and we'll get it. And if it's something that we're definitely interested in, we will definitely reach back out to you. And if it's something that we're not particularly interested in, we may not reach back out to you right away, but just know to resubmit your materials in about 6 to 8 months, because we do get a big flood of talent that wants to join the agency, and we do look at every single one. It just, unfortunately, right now we may have a little bit of time, but usually at the height of everything, we don't have as much time to respond to everyone that we have to, unfortunately, decline for whichever reason.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I hope that helps with everybody. Let's see, what else do we got? All right. Oh, are you currently? You see this one?
Yes. Are we currently representing bi-coastal individuals?
That's a good question.
Yes, we are. So that is really up to you. So whenever we're representing one that's not physically in one state that we represent, they are bi-coastal, we always try to have an honest conversation with them, and the conversation is, are you sure that you can be bi-coastal? Do you understand what being bi-coastal means? Do you understand what being local hire means? Because it can get very expensive at times, and there's a lot of requirements that's involved with it. So, but yeah, to answer your question, we do represent bi-coastal talent. It really just depends on if you have the way to travel cost efficiently.
Yeah. Now let us know about that. Like, so one thing I know is that a lot of agencies got in trouble with casting out here because they were representing LA talent. And they'd audition on tape, but then they get called back and they wouldn't fly in. So then the agencies got in trouble in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, the casting directors weren't too happy, and their famous term was, you get us really excited about the talent, all to tell us that they can't show up.
Right.
And I definitely understand it. So we really, we say no to a lot of people. And I'll be honest, I don't know how they do it. I wish I had the privilege of getting it done, but the majority of the talent that we do represent that do not live physically here in Atlanta or in the outskirts, they have buddy passes, companion passes, just flight privileges just in general, and it really helps them. So as long as time is on their side, the financial part, which seems to be other people's issues, which I can definitely understand, really helps them out. So if you can somehow get a flight here to make the call back or to make the booking, and you're not bumped from the flight for standby or anything like that, then you're good to go. And you'll be surprised at how many people have very close friends, family members that work at the airport, that are flight attendants, that work whichever. But it's a lot of them. So we try to just make sure that we can do that.
Hey, right now flights are super cheap.
Man, I'm not flying nowhere right now. I'll wait to pay my money.
Right. All right. Here we go. All right. This is kind of on the same level. Will you sign LA talent that want to work in ATL? I mean, so KC. So that kind of goes on the same on the same question.
The realm of the question I just answered, and that is essentially yes, we will, but we need to make sure, number one, that they can travel, with ease. And number two, that it's a place in the market that's here for them. Absolutely. And
you were, before all this COVID-19 stuff happened, you were flying out to LA at least once a month, right?
Yeah, it was either me or Chris. So one of us would come out there once a month. So I don't know when we're going to be back to be able to do it again. Right. But hopefully soon. I'm crossing fingers we can get back to action in June.
Right.
Yeah, once a month we're out there for at least a week or so.
I was talking to one of the line we got in my apartment complex one of our guys. He's a line producer for Netflix, and he was telling me, wait, what are we in? April, May, June? He was telling me that Netflix is planning to start shooting all their productions again in August. So, okay. But he said it's gonna be like they're gonna hit the ground running at full speed. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I was telling somebody else about that. They kind of asked me a question of how did I see things changing when everything got back to I said everybody's probably going to follow the Tyler Perry format of just shooting quickly.
Right.
So he was ahead of his time when it came to that. So, yeah, I like it.
I think that's going to be great for actors in general because, like, everyone's going to be needed to be cast, and then the people who are already cast and working, there's going to be opportunity for new people because they're going to need an influx so fast.
Absolutely. So that's going to be plenty of opportunity for everyone. I mean, it usually is plenty of opportunity for everyone depending on how you look at it, but now with everything being, condensed together as far as time-wise and trying to produce the content, people are going to be needed. So take advantage of it. Make sure you get your auditions in. You bug the casting directors. Your age. Well, I'm not going to say bug them. Don't bug me.
Fix your demo reels. Get your demo reels ready.
Absolutely.
Right.
Make sure that all of that is proper so we can pitch you right away. We don't have to keep asking you for this footage or that footage. Just have it, and we'll be good to go.
All right, cool. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what else we got. Oh man, Casey's asking questions like crazy. Let's see what Jamie says.
Come on, Casey.
So, thank you, Casey. We'll get back. So, do you have advice preferences on whether LA or Atlanta is better for work? I'm considering moving, but have what?
It kind of cut it off.
Have conflicting opinions.
Yeah, you know what? You got conflicting opinions because it depends on who you are. You know, different people have different results, different places. The only thing that I can go off is the facts, because the numbers don't lie, which is the majority of productions are filming in the Southeast. So that's one thing, you know, that I can say. But some people go and they move to LA, they have success. Some people go to LA, they don't have success. Some people come to the Southeast, they have success, and vice versa. Some don't. I think it just depends on who you are as an individual and as an artist, and what's, you know, natural and easiest for you, and, you know, just about your personal timing.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, as someone who lived in LA for 15 years, because I was there, I'm from Jersey. I lived in LA for 15 years, and you know, I did a lot of work. I worked a lot commercially. I built LA Reels out there,
Yes.
and then coming here to Atlanta, I will say I've never had as much opportunity to audition out here as I did in Los Angeles. And there's a ton of work out here. You know, I'd say as a SAG commercial actor, there's a lot less SAG commercial work. But theatrically, which is what I think most actors are craving,
Right.
I mean, there's an abundance of it out here. But don't take my word. Don't move out here. You know, leave the opportunity for us that are already out here. No, but it's a great place, especially, you know, if you want to also have a life. To have a life outside of the industry, I mean, there's affordable housing. There's you have Atlanta Hartford Airport, which travels everywhere. So there's a lot of other opportunities out here as well. So
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, affordable housing. Listen, the cost of living is much better in Atlanta.
yeah,
Or just Georgia, just in general. But you know, it to each his own. Whichever is best for certain people. And you also have to remember that there's the population of actors is more
in LA.
in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And we also have to understand that there are more agencies in Los Angeles,
Yes.
and there are also more managers in Los Angeles that's also acting as agents, meaning they're able to, you know, get opportunities for you, which a lot of them aren't able to do here in the Southeast. They're not able to create a lot of opportunities here in the Southeast,
Right.
because of restrictions for managers. But so for, I don't know, let's just say if there are 10, you know, very good agencies here in the Southeast, in LA, you're probably going to be looking at 200.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, it depends
Versus
on
2,000 in LA.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's ridiculous, but
Yeah.
it's not impossible, though. That's the main thing. It's not impossible.
Yeah. It's you know, I think in LA you got to be super hyper focused. Here in Atlanta, it's a little easier to be focused because there's less options, which forces you to cater to certain individuals. So
People live. That was very good what you said. Focus, because I don't know, when you go to LA, you can get caught up in the LA lifestyle so quick.
for sure.
You can get caught in the parties, the palm trees, celebrities here, the celebrities out there. You know, it can get overwhelming at times, but you know, it's a little bit more relaxed here. Not saying that the work is more relaxed, it's just that the tone and the pace of a lot of things, technically it is the South, but Atlanta does kind of function as a major metropolitan city. But yeah, you know, it's just, you know, whatever you're used to, whatever you're more comfortable with. You know, if you do have the means to maybe, I don't know, split it up, you know, for 1 year. One year you spend 6 months in the Southeast, and then you spend another 6 months in LA, and then the following year you make the decision on where you actually want to live based off of your results. I think you can, you know, kind of tell the tone from there.
Yeah, you know, and there's something to be said about like spending like a specific amount of time in each city. Like if you're going to LA for 2 months and you know that you have 2 months, those 2 months are going to be way more productive than if you live there for a year and you know that you're there for a year. You're just going to be again, you're going to hyper focus, and you're just gonna make as many connections and opportunities as you possibly can.
Correct. I agree.
All right, let's see. Hey, Casey, you are killing it with the comments and the questions. She's like your number one fan. So all right. Here we go. All right. Do you ever hip pocket talent? First of all, for people who don't know, can you tell us what hip pocket is?
Yeah, so essentially it's like without a contract for the most part, and kind of take them on like you would with a job, with like a 90-day trial period or so, but you're not technically signed or locked down to a contract for, a year to a year and a half. Okay, so let me say this. Number one, we really don't do generic contracts at BYSB. And really, major Los Angeles agencies don't do contracts at all either. So, I mean, the SAG contract is a little bit different, but the main internal contract we really don't do. We don't want you to feel as though you're stuck if you're not happy with the results that we're giving you. We don't want for you to, feel as though you're stuck and you can't get out. Listen, let us know that you're not satisfied, and we will gladly let you go. And the same way it gives us the option too, if things didn't work out. But at the same time, when it comes with that, what we try to tell talent not to do is don't hit pocket with every single agency, especially in the same region.
Right.
So we operate differently. So don't come to Atlanta and have 2 or 3 agencies in Atlanta that's all working your theatrical. We will find out, and we definitely don't like that because that causes arguments, not between us and the talent, but between us and other agencies and casting directors and managers. Did this first, and it's kind of hard to prove. So we rather not deal with that. But for the most part, I don't really like it to a certain degree, but we have done it in the past.
Yeah. You guys are pretty fluid with your contracts. I mean, that's great. Like you just fluid. Like what's working is working. What's not is not. And it's funny what you say about the SAG contract, because for anyone out there who doesn't know, when you become a SAG franchise agencies, there are certain parameters that SAG puts forward on you as an agency that they have to work by.
Absolutely. And even before we became SAG, we were used to abiding by the rules, and so we abide by the rules. So it was no major change for us when we decided to join SAG. But the rules are the rules. We don't double dip, or we don't overcharge people like we hear some agencies doing for ridiculous reasons. We're fair, and it's just about being equal when it comes to certain things, and just abiding by the rules, because you do not want to get flagged by SAG. That is the worst thing that you can get into. Right. So we were ahead of the game with that.
So Caroline Espiro, this is in the comments. In Los Angeles, you cannot have more than one agent. Super strict compared to other cities. So I just want to say something about that. So usually, I mean, if you sign across the board with an agency, then no, you cannot. If you sign specifically commercially for agencies, if you sign specifically theatrical or for stage or for stunts, then you can sign into those specific divisions, especially in LA, because I know a lot of actors that are signed commercially with one agent, theatrically with another, voiceover with another. It just depends on the departments, because sometimes those agencies are so big that they have so many people in those departments, so they just can't handle.
That happens a lot in Los Angeles, actually. That's kind of where we got the idea. So in the Southeast, it was a little bit different. So the majority of the agencies in the Southeast, they want you signed across the board, meaning you're going to be with them for TV and film, print, commercial, voiceover, or whatever. In Los Angeles, that is completely different. You can have a separate voiceover agent. You can have a separate commercial and print agent. You can have a separate, television and film agent. It just is what it is. Because all of them, like you said, there are more people out there, so there are more people on the roster. And they have their specialty. They might have a group of agents that's only working. They kind of split it up, meaning they might have a group of agents that works television for kids, television for adults. Then you have a group of agents that works film for kids, then film for adults, and then with commercials and things like that. So they separate a lot because they have more manpower at times.
Yeah. All right, let's get another question in here. Oh my good, Casey is like all over the place. All right. During this time, let's see. All right, here we go. From LoveSoso817, how do you plan on tackling the high demand of casting that is on the way? That's a good question.
Yeah, coffee. That's how I plan on attacking it. Coffee and bugging Chris and Maria and all that other stuff, doing what we used to do beforehand, staying up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning if need be, just making sure everything is done So we're ready. We're anxious for it. We're not shying away from it at all.
What is Tay? What's the communication process between the agency and the casting director? What's that like?
It's very time oriented. So one thing that I do pride myself on that the casting directors do love is that I stay in heavy communication with them, and I do not make them wait, because I know on their end they're time oriented too, which means they have to give an answer to production or to the network,
right?
And they're trying to close these deals quick. Now, for example, we've had situations where we communicated with casting very quickly, but we couldn't get in contact with the talent. And for anybody that knows, like if it's another agent on here, Chris could probably write into this. 9 times out of 10, when a talent has booked, that's when you cannot catch them on the phone. You can't catch them when they book. Like, it's like the weirdest thing ever. So it's crazy. But usually, I don't know, man. We've seen it to where we've had deals lost because the talent didn't get back to us quick enough.
Really?
Yeah, but usually my communication and Chris' communication, it's rapid. We're getting what they need. Usually we never, at the longest, we may make them wait 4 minutes. Usually we're replying back to them within 60 seconds.
4 minutes? Wait. So you're saying, so you like literally have a 60-second like feedback time from you get the offer, you contact the talent, you contact the casting.
Yeah, and a lot of times, because we do stay in heavy communication with our talent, a lot of times we know like what they're doing and what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And they call us often, so they might say, hey, I just auditioned for this show. Man, I can't wait to get it. I felt good about it. Let me know if something comes about. And then, and I'm free for whenever. I can't wait to do it, if they do decide to go in my favor. And then maybe 4 hours later, the casting director reached out and say, oh, that's the choice. Can you check on them to see if they're available? Well, I already know you're available.
Right.
So I can just easily tell them that you're available. And then a lot of times, we'll text the talent right away.
Yeah.
If I'm in the email, Chris may text them, or I may text them, or while I'm in the email, I may look over at Chris if we're right near each other, and he'll be on the phone trying to get them so that within that little bit of time, he can go back in there and tell them that they're available.
So that's the trick as the talent is just put it out there that you're available, and then the casting will call you and say, hey, we need you. So.
Hey, listen, it works. I can't express to you how much it works for the talent.
Yeah.
The majority of the time, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, they get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Calling every hour. Did I get it? 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 And then like 3 days later, I get the word that they got it. I'm like, God dang, I know they know that.
And they're like, I told you. All right, let's take another one. Dude, we got a lot of questions. All right, here we go. How can I make so from I Love Bunny, thank you I Love Bunny, how can I make a demo reel if I only have self-tapes with a few one-liners? All right.
Well, you can go to LA Reels for starters.
There you go. Now, let me ask you this, Tay. Like, so you see a lot of demo reels because you see a lot of actors. I mean, I see a lot of demo reels because that's what I do. But from your side, from a talent agent side, when you see like if someone only has a self-tape, and they don't have professional footage, what's your thought process on that?
It's totally fine for me.
Yeah.
For me, I can, if you're trying to get into the agency off of that, we can tell off of a self-tape if you're going to book or have a high chance of booking or not. Usually, honestly, I can tell off of your self-tape quicker than I can tell off of your demo reel. So the self-tapes are always welcome to display your talent to us, not monologues, but scenes that are self-tapes.
Okay.
Are best. So if you're out there and you're listening and you plan on submitting, if you haven't already submitted, just make sure that you go ahead and include some self-tapes, 2 to 3 self-tapes that are scenes, not monologues, and that will help you out a great deal. But if you don't have, footage, you can go to like a LA Reels, or you can just be patient and wait till you accumulate the footage.
Right.
And instead of going out and doing something that's not up to par as far as the
production level, quality.
The production level, the quality of it, and rushing something because it's ways around certain things like that.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, student films too. There's a ton of student films.
Absolutely.
All right. What if you don't have a reel but a resume? What are the odds of representation?
Again, we can go back to the same answer that I just gave. If you don't have that, send in your self tapes. And as far as your resume, a resume does help. But we've signed people that did not have resumes, and it's crazy that you just said student films. We've signed people from SCAD, things like that, and they've been booking, like crazy. I think actually one is in here. Is Nathan here? But we can tell talent, and it may just be the situation where you just haven't had the opportunity. You haven't been with the agency yet. It's a little bit different from, okay, you were with the agency for 5 years. It's a pretty decent agency, and they're getting you auditions, and you had no callbacks, and you had no bookings. That's a little bit different versus you just haven't had the opportunity, or you're just trying to get there, but you have this internal innate gift that while you're training, that you're also able to tap into it on the spot, and you're just a phenomenal actor. It happens a lot actually.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Here, there's one about networking. Okay. Wait. Okay. Here we go. From Henry Franklin. Any tips on how to network without seeming needy or fake?
Say it one more time. I missed it.
Any tips on how to network without feeling needy or fake?
You know what? Just be genuine. That's the main thing. A lot of people know when the networking is fake and it's just for that instance.
Yeah.
Just try to network for the long term, and then also let that person know who you're trying to network with, what you do and what you bring to your table. So if it's any time when they may need something in the future, then you can come to them with the same thing. But just try to connect with them on a personal level, not just for that specific time right there.
Yeah.
After something, just let the networking be long term, and I think you'll get way better results.
And it's kind of funny too. Like, I was having this conversation with Darren Darnborough, who's the founder of We Audition, and he was saying, like, there's always somebody that has done more than you. So, like, coming with humility and coming, with like genuine, like what you said, being genuine, I think is probably the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Like, because even if you're in the biggest Marvel movie, there's always someone that's been in 10 more Marvel movies than you.
Absolutely. So. And you know what? The person that actually taught me to network at a different level is Chris, actually. So Chris is very good with networking and genuinely doing it because he really does care. That's something that I had to work on. I had to grow as. So Chris is the type of person to where if he thinks about you, he's going to reach out to you and just see how you're doing. He doesn't need anything, nothing like that. And I've learned that from him.
Right.
So now if somebody crosses my mind, or if I get a reminder to reach out to someone, I do it just to see how they are, how their family, how is this going, how is the industry treating you, is there anything that I can do for you, and just build the relationship that way.
And right now is a really good time to do that, like.
It is.
Yeah. So somebody was asking, hey babe, or I Love Bunny said, I had a few guest roles because this was in their question about the demo reel, and they were all one line. So I Love Bunny, that's when you come to somebody with me and you show me your material, and then we turn it into. I literally turned my live off.
Why?
Yay. Live with TAY Smith. Hey. Okay. Alright. Hey Chris. Getting Tay back. Sorry everybody. I don't know. That was a party foul.
I don't know what happened. It's all good though.
Party foul. My bad. So, I wrote love with Tay Smith. Hang on, let me get this tag back up. So live with Tay Smith. Cool. Yeah. So, hey everybody. Hey, I love Bunny. So, go ahead, write your questions down in the bottom if you have questions. We need to get them back now. Live with Tay Smith of BYSB. Yeah. All right. And let me.
He said he blamed me. It's not my fault, man. Somebody said they blamed me for for shutting off.
Oh, who's blaming you?
Nathan.
All right. There we go. All right. We're back. So real quick, I love Bunny. What I was saying was, so when you have like one-liners and things like that, that's when you come to somebody like me, who basically does fine-tune editing, where we take all your reactions, and yes, you may have 1 or 2 lines, but you have facial reactions, you have other things, because part of acting is also listening and reacting. And that's just as important as saying your line. Sometimes it's more important. So literally, if we get a 15-second performance from that co-star line, you know, and we have like 3 15-second co-star performances on different shows, and you can show that in a reel. I mean, that's a pretty decent little reel. That's a good little bit of portfolio to show. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. All right, we're back. All right. So Amory Seppi, I know her. Amory1284.
I know her.
How long should a demo reel be? I'm interested to see what you think, Tay.
Yeah, it should be 3 minutes and below. Don't go over 3 minutes is usually the industry standard.
Great.
So if you have something that goes over 3 minutes, just kind of cut the
fat.
Just something that you've done like longer ago. That's a little bit outdated. We actually I was going over this with someone earlier today where they were trying to add something that they just did. They was just on the Resident.
Yeah.
And they were trying to delete something that they had probably did maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So it just only made sense with that newer show to cut that. So yeah, just under 3 minutes.
Under 3 minutes. Yeah. And again, I had a. You hear? I'm outside on the balcony, so you can hear all these dogs. I had a client who had a 10-minute reel. She's from the UK, and I mean, she works professionally, like all like UK television shows. Like every single piece was just a solid piece. But she had a 10-minute reel, and no one's getting through that. So what we did was we chewed the fat, like all the extra dialogue of the other characters, and like yes, of course you want other dialogue so you can show you listening, but there's things you don't need to show their monologues, you know, like so we chewed the fat and we got a 10-minute reel down to a 3.5-minute reel, which I thought was great, much better, and she was super happy with it, but yeah, again, Emery, if you need that, that's when you come to me. I've been looking to connect with an agency in ATL. I'm in Chicago. I just reached out to you, Tay. That's 99 films on the wall. That's funny. It's too bad we don't know what your name is, though. So,
Yeah.
I hope they include their Instagram when they say, "Hey, Tay, it's me." All right. We got questions up the wazoo. All right. Here we go. Back from Casey Campbell. What is the range for your reels? Cause your rates aren't online. So that's a personal question. Email me at Brett BRETT at LAReels.com, and I'll send you all the rates for original production as well as editing and all the good stuff. Again, that's Brett at LAReels.com. So thanks, Casey. Appreciate that. All right. So I am Nice92. I've sent a submission based on a referral. Are those likely to get a response?
It is. Now, if you can, while I'm talking, just let me know when you sent it, because more than likely we've been through it, and we did, again, like I said at the beginning, if it's something to where we did not respond back to you, it's probably something that we're not interested in at this moment. And whenever I say that, or whenever Chris say that, please don't take it as if I'm just a terrible actor, because a lot of times that's just not the case. There are a lot of good actors there. There can be so many different variations of why we did not select you. It could be age range that we need more of, or different ethnicities that we need more of, and we're trying not to stockpile in one division. So, but if it's, I don't know, if it's been, let's just say, within the past 5 to 7 days, we've definitely been through all of them.
And then Harold Dennis was our 99 films on the wall. So just throwing it out there. So did you see his stuff yet?
I don't remember the name.
All right.
Tell me, you can tell me some more in there when he actually sent something, and I'll be able to track it down. But I'm bad with names, so it has to be a little bit more than that.
Trinity, Brett with 2 T's, Brett. Here, let me write that in the notes real quick. Brett at LA Reels, and we got more questions coming up. .com. Bam. There we go. All right.
And was said that so a couple days ago, referred by David. But yeah, so okay, we haven't been through those in a couple days. I've been doing other stuff here in the past few days. So before this time next week, we will have been through the next wave. So okay, so for anyone that's out there and they're wondering how many submissions we get on a weekly basis, we can get anywhere from 200 to 400 to sometimes 500 submissions for representation within 1 day week. So, but we definitely go through all of them. So that's
crazy.
Probably, so that's probably why we haven't gotten to it just yet.
Man.
But we get through all of them. Trust me.
That's just crazy because, like, not only are you doing your regular day job, but you're getting this pile of extra stuff that's coming in constantly.
Right. So that's designated to another email address, but usually what we'll do is Saturday, like I'll take a Saturday night or my day on Sunday to go through and look at the new submissions for everyone. So I do not do them during the week unless it's unforeseen things like this is going on.
I see.
I usually don't look at them through the week. Chris don't look at them through the week. It's usually a weekend thing when we have some downtime and we go through them one by one in order to see if it's something that we need and it's something that we can work with as far as adding to the team.
All right. Here we go. Okay, I like this question a lot. From Henry Franklin, top 3 things actors can do to make your job easier. That's a good question.
Good question, Henri. Having your material up to date, meaning your headshots. My personal preference when it comes to headshots is probably having two headshot sessions each year. So every 6 months. If it's in the budget, getting your headshots, that can definitely help. Also, letting us know if you're going to be unavailable in advance.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be going out of town, I don't want to have to call you and then you tell me that you're in Italy, but you didn't tell me. So because that's not.
Wait, are you talking to me? Because I went to Italy.
Hey, no, you told us in advance. Other people.
Hey, that's actually really interesting about the headshots because it's like, like as an actor, I hate headshot sessions. Like I'm always like there's too many photos to like choose from and like which photo is gonna get me out there, what's gonna be the most beneficial. But every 6 months, like shit, I need to update my headshots, because mine are like a year.
As well as casting directors, we're all human. Nobody, trust me, we have people, no matter how much we tell them, this has been a long hour career from when we were working at another agency to right here to where you look at the headshots. And keep in mind, the headshots are stamped on our side from when you got them, not when you got them done, but when you upload them. So most of the time when people upload their headshots, they just got them done. It's some people that still operating on headshots that's 5 and 6 and 7 years old. And, listen, I'm not gonna call this person's name, but they had a headshot in black and white, and I think I just told Chris hey, man, I need you to reach out to him. I can't do it, man. We're not doing that no more.
That's funny. Here we go from the then Anderson.
Yeah.
Andre Asen, what permanent changes do you see coming to the industry as a result of the recent shutdown?
Great question. The major thing that I do, this is just my opinion, that I do think is going to happen, that is going to be a big influx in streaming. And you're going to see the decline of movie theaters.
Right.
Because a lot of, I think I was reading the other day, and I was saying this before. I actually read the article the other day that they don't think that the AMC movie theater is going to be able to withstand what's going on. Because you have to figure, a lot of the movies, they make their money off of the concession stands,
right.
things like that. Not the actual.
That's all they make their money off of.
Right. So just think about if you're living in a world to where there's a big decrease in the amount of movie theaters just in general, and you have the option to look at the movie on TV the same day that it comes out in theaters. You just have to pay for it from home.
Right.
That's what I think is going to be a big difference. And I also think, I know it kind of sounds, but no, it's like no conspiracy theory, but I do think, depending on when this is over, how soon it may take for it to get over, when people are going to set and they're going to film, just like you see the workers at the front of the store with the detector that can sense heat or temperature or fever. I think that you're going to have a lot of medical clearances to be on television and movie sets.
You think so?
Or at least for the first few months.
Right.
Yeah, first few months, absolutely.
Yeah, right, because they don't want to. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, dude. And it's already happening. I mean, all these movies that were scheduled to launch in movie theaters are now available for on-demand purchase. It's crazy,
absolutely.
Dude. The VOD platforms love this. They love this.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the major thing that I think that's going to change moving forward.
All right. Here we go. From Henry again. What's a good way to build relationships with casting directors as an actor?
Workshops
Yeah.
is good. You can get to the workshops and get in front of them. That's good. But if you have an agent and you're auditioning for that casting director, if they keep calling you back, they are familiar with who you are and they enjoy your work. Maybe they just haven't found the role. Because trust me, I'm not going to obviously say, specific situations, but there are always situations to where, agencies may sign someone, they may think they're ready, they're not ready, and casting directors will maybe see them 2 or 3 times, and you won't hear from that casting director for like another 6 or 7 months. And on that 6 or 7 month period, they are hoping that you caught the hint and that you went to go get additional training. So trust me, and that also ties into people that ask for feedback. So it's very tough to get feedback at the height of everything,
right?
Because everyone's so busy.
Right.
So it's like, and by the time the day is over, usually literally it's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe getting feedback is probably the last thing on your mind, because you got to get up the next day and do it all over again with the back and forth emails, calls, text messages, etc. And I'm speaking for the casting directors when I'm saying this. So most of them will usually tell you is that if we keep calling you in,
that's your feedback.
That's good. That's your feedback.
Right. That's good. All right. Let me see. Hang on. There was one that I really liked in here. Okay.
I see Scholar in here. I see Savannah. I see a lot of great people in here.
All right, Midos. Hey, thank you, everybody. If you got questions, use the question box. Although we're running out of time. All right, so Midos Martinez, I hope I pronounced that right. What do you think about industry standards as a gatekeeping tool which prevents people unable to... I think it has to do with... It's funny, once the questions are a certain length, we can't see them all.
Yeah.
But I think it had to do with one, your resources, as like financial resources, as well as your racial and cultural backgrounds.
Right now, I don't, as far as your cultural background, I don't think that matters at this time. Everything is inclusive. I can't say that it was like that years ago, but everything is inclusive. I mean, you can take a look on Netflix and for example, whatever, your algorithm comes up with, you could be where You see a lot of things that's from the UK, or a lot of things that's from Asia, a lot of things that are from just South America. So you have a lot of different varieties of people that's able to get their content out, to where there's not just one, ethnicity or background that they're going towards. So you have things like Bollywood, you have things like Nollywood, you have all of these different places where the talent and the opportunities are plentiful. So I don't want that to hold you back. And you mentioned something about financially. I think that's up to you. You just have to use your resources the best way that you can, and be in close proximity of where all the action is as much as possible, and just be smart. Just be smart with how you use your resources, how you gain your resources. And if the main thing I always say, for whatever you're doing, if someone else can do it, then you can do it, no matter what it is.
That's good. And I mean, like with financial resources, right? I mean, like there are iPhones that are shooting 4K video, like super high quality photos. I mean, I've seen iPhones with the portrait mode, and you take one of those. I mean, that shot looks better than a lot of headshots I've seen.
It does. You have to know how to use it. That's the main thing. So you have to know how to use it. We've seen where people, they have their iPhone, they're using their iPhone for self-tapes, and they look like the real thing. We've seen people shoot films on iPhones.
Right.
There's a contest goes on where they shoot the entire film on an iPhone. It looks good. It's all in how you use it. And I'm learning that the iPhone can be used far greater than what I was using it for.
Right.
A lot of different specs that come with it, how you're going to hold it vertical or horizontal. Definitely horizontal when you come to shooting. Vertical is what's going to give you like the muffled look, or just that skinny look or whatever.
Horizontal is the TV film 16:9 look.
Absolutely, sideways.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, right now, this is a good question. Casey Campbell, are you seeing any breakdowns coming in currently?
Not that many. It's Tyler Perry put out one not long ago, but it's something to where you can do it, but they're not making any decisions yet because obviously no one can go and film.
Right.
And you see a lot of open calls.
Right.
Let me not say a lot. You've seen one or two open calls. To where if that person fit, you put them in there and they get the opportunity. But the majority, like 99% of what we do on a daily basis, is shut down. Unfortunately, the only thing that you can still do, if you have a good setup, is voiceovers.
Right. There, actually, I got a buddy who's making a living off of that for like the last year, and he has no problem right now.
Yeah, that he don't.
Wow. All right. How about here we go. So, here Lamp, explain the value of management and agent, the difference between the two, and the responsibilities.
Well, again, you can kind of tie that into your preference. So, me, I think managers are good for certain times in your career. I think, for starters, when it comes to management, if you're just starting out and you are really naive to the basics, headshots and what I'm supposed to do, or how to structure a resume, what acting classes to take, how to approach an agency, then I think that it's good to get a manager involved at that time. In the middle process, me personally, sometimes it's not really a need for it, in my opinion. And then when you get on a bigger level to where, you have a lot of activity, a lot of offers coming through, and you're actually having to turn down projects, that's when you get a manager to come in to help buffer everything so that you're not bombarded and you get to just stand back and you be the artist. But, just to kind of conclude the answer that I was given to Harlan, a big difference is that manager is going, even though we kind of do it too, because you have to remember we do come from a management background, is they're going to spend that personal time. They're there to manage your career. We're there to get you the opportunities. and they're there to manage your career. So that's like a difference right there. But again, like I said, we've come from a management background, me and Chris, so we tend to do that naturally, without, but we're not a management company, so I don't want nobody to get that misconstrued. It's just that we might ask a little bit more questions, or we may try to figure you out a little bit more, or we might give extra care of calling you, or we might have a personal touch on there that most agents typically would not have.
And you were saying something before about managers in LA are probably are different than managers on the East Coast, or at least in Atlanta.
Yeah, so managers in the Southeast, there are some restrictions that they have placed upon them from the powers that be, I guess you can say, to where they're not able to see every opportunity. So they're strictly, the majority of them, not all of them, but they're strictly managers, meaning they're there to manage your career. And then, in LA, managers can submit you, they can get the breakdowns, they can submit you to opportunities, things like that, to where a lot of the Southeast managers are not
technically, they're not allowed to, right? Legally.
Yeah, legally they're not.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. This is a good question. From Nies92. How many of the same type do you like to have in one category?
For just to throw out not a generic number, but close to what we kind of have is, let's just say,
hey, Dakia, 5.
Yeah, just say 5. So, for example, we're not going to have 5 Bretts.
Right.
Over 5 Bretts, to where same ethnicity, same haircut,
right.
Same energy,
well,
same
now,
age.
Me and Michael, what's it, Michael, what's his name? Finn. We got the same haircut now.
You're close. He took it all the way off, though, man.
Right, that's true.
Right, so technically you all will be in the same kind, but it's like that's it. So we're not gonna have like 10 Bretts, 15 Bretts, 20 Bretts like some agencies do. We keep it small, on purpose, so that everyone can get their same amount of opportunities, or a great amount of opportunities. And Skylar is funny, you said she
yeah,
do.
I saw that.
same voice too.
Jeez. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Oh,
funny. Is your agency SAG franchised? Yes, they are. Eric McKay, yes they are. So they went over that earlier today.
Yes.
But yeah. Let me see. How do you feel? Here we go. How do you feel about facial hair from Jake Liu?
I feel good about it.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, you know what? When it comes to like auditioning, obviously I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Just be willing to shave it off. And like what I usually tell our talent is, if you're doing a self-tape and you have a lot of facial hair, put a picture, in your slate that shows you clean shaven, so that they know what you look like clean shaven. So you might look completely different, and that role may be required for you to be clean shaven. And then also say, after you say your agency or whatever, your height, just put in there that you're willing to shave. Shaving is not a problem for you. You should be all good.
Nice. So Tay, we're at the 7 o'clock mark. Do you want to go 10 more minutes?
10 more minutes. Yeah, we got 10 more minutes of questions. I can do that.
Yeah, we definitely do. Facial hair. Someone asked that. Do you think it's better to get an agent first than a manager? All right, we will go with. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is a good question. Casey Campbell. What about separate clips on Actors Access?
That's fine too. Yeah. I definitely see a lot of that, and that's totally fine. Like, so if you want to just separate them so that whichever that specific role is calling for, if you want to just individualize it and have us send those specific clips in that's of you as a police officer, so instead of sending your whole reel in, we can do something that targets that specific character roles that you played in the past. So I actually do like those.
What do you okay? Because you're literally there doing the submissions and submitting your actors. When you have that option, like when you have their demo reel and then you have the specific clips, what do you find is working better?
Both actually. They both work the same.
Yeah.
And also, you know, on there you can have the actors slate as well too. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with the actors slate, where it gives you, I'm not sure, it's like 4, maybe 5 seconds of you being able to do a live.
Oh, the slate shot. The slate shot.
The slate shot.
Right.
Right. So you can do that so they can hear your voice, get the essence of you really quick, you know, and you're good. And it registers the same for the most part of you having footage, so they're able to see you. But either way, whether it's a full reel or clips, it serves its purpose of seeing you for that particular category.
Right. That's good. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, this is from It's Big Keith. So, hey, Big Keith. How often do you have remote talent fly into Atlanta, LA for callbacks auditions?
Every week. Every week. So once everything is in motion, people are flying back and forth every week. So a lot of our stuff is based off of scheduling. You know what time you get on the flight. Your callback is this time. You know, on the very next day, are you going to make it in time? Because we're trying to fight, you know, the whole timing situation of you having to be bi-coastal and get here on time.
Right.
Just in case the casting director doesn't know you're not physically around the corner from them. You know, you have to make it. You have to make it there. But throughout the week, when everything is at its height, you know, people are flying back and forth. At least from our agency, they are.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I know ATL is a lot of self-tapes. Is George Pierre the only one that does in person?
No, so don't let nobody tell you that. It used to be a lot of self-tapes just in general in the Southeast. That is not always the case right now. A lot of people that are not physically here believe so. So there are so many times to where a lot of times our talent don't know, depending on if I'm able to maneuver or if they like to say finesse a take from the beginning, because a lot of times they are requesting you. So George Pierre is one of the ones that do in-persons from the beginning. You have RPM, you have Tyler Perry, you have Olabajo that does a lot of the CW work. So a lot of these people, they do in-persons from the beginning. So don't believe that. And we get this a lot, like when we get submissions from people that's physically in Los Angeles. They're saying, in their email to me, they're saying, hey, you know, I'm from Los Angeles. I know that I don't have to come in for the initial audition, so can you please, you know, pick me up as talent? The answer is no. So we got to at least be making an effort to get here. You know, it's you can't control it when they're going to ask for it, but there are a lot of casting directors that that see you in person from the beginning. So don't let nobody tell you anything differently.
All right, let's see. All right. Do you think it's better to get an agent first, then a manager, or manager first and then an agent?
If you're at the beginning of your career, it depends on how much, like I said, how much knowledge you have.
Kind of went over this before.
Yeah, how much knowledge you have of the business. If you need help with the basics, then you probably should get a manager first, because it probably will be a little bit tough for you to get an agent. Like I said, you know, unless you're gifted and you've been studying and practicing all this time.
Oh, thank you, Tay. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, up until when you're about to sign with one, it can be a little tough just getting an agent from the beginning. So sometimes you need that manager's expertise and also relationships to get you in the door to get seen.
I guess that's really good. A manager can put you on the right path, but they can also use their connections to connect you.
Managers can definitely get you a meeting with an agent and can just ask for a favor from an agent, depending on who the manager is.
Yeah. Real Rod. Are there any prominent conservatories or theater schools in the Southeast? Yeah. What do you think, Tay?
That's my brother. Yeah. So you have the Alliance Theater.
Right.
Is here. The Alliance Theater here. I think that's like the biggest one. I choose them over everything actually when it comes to theater.
Yeah.
Alliance. Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm not sure if he's actually been there or not. I have to call him and see. But if not, I definitely recommend that he goes to the Alliance Theater.
All right. Yeah. Cool. And then this guy, Eric McKay, said, "Would you ever revisit seasoned talent whose work you previously saw in audition?" You mean revisit them to like for representation?
Yeah, just like I said, if it's something to where we had, say we couldn't work with you at this time, usually wait 6 to 8 months, and resubmit, and we'll see how the roster is looking right then. And yeah, we can do that. Definitely keep submitting.
Oh, I see. He met you. Yeah. So Tay was saying just send your stuff in. They're getting an influx of submissions right now, but they're looking at everything. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Tay, I mean, what are you doing to keep busy besides all these submission emails?
You know what? We're doing like a lot of clerical work for the agency that we didn't have the time to do before.
Yeah.
I'm also reading books, but also I'm getting a chance to read scripts that I didn't have a chance to read because we also do literary work too, as far as pitching film scripts, etc. We're trying to dive into that particular department. But I'm actually, just like everyone else, I'm watching TV, I'm watching television shows, I'm watching movies. But I'm keep in mind that I'm watching them for different reasons. I watch them for enjoyment, but I also watch them to study.
Right.
So it helps me, Chris, as well as agents, to tell the tone of shows, how they cast. So a lot of times, I was telling someone this the other day, it was so many shows to where we, fingers crossed that we continue to do, well, to where we have a great amount on a season one before we even see, what the tone of the show really is. We can just go off of the size of the scripts that we may get, and we'll book a good amount on there. But come second season, after we've gotten a chance to look at the show and feel it out, we usually rack up on the bookings because we've studied the show. We know how they're casting. Is it specific age ranges, specific ethnicities? Is it the tone? Is the tone more geared towards CW? Is it more geared towards Fox? Is it more geared towards, Stars Network, depending on how it is? So all of that makes a difference. So I'm watching a lot of TV, reading a lot of books, planning for everything in the future. So that's what I've been doing to kind of kill some time.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome. So any it's I think it's time to wrap up, right? What do you think? Is there any way for what's the best way for everyone to contact you if they're submitting or if they have questions or whatnot?
Well, to keep it, you can contact us by email address, which is submissions@bysbtalent.com. But also, listen, y'all not doing nothing. Contact me on social media. Let's have fun on social media. Tag me and stuff. Tag Chris and stuff. We will repost it depending on what it is. Don't give me the line. Depending on what it is. But let's just have fun. Sometimes I have a bad habit. I didn't realize that it's a certain section in Instagram. It's a hidden section to where I didn't even see a lot of the alerts, and I had a lot of messages over there. I wasn't able to see. Right. So forgive me if you have been reaching out and you felt as though I was ignoring you. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. It depends on who you are. But let's just have some fun, man. So contact me on here. Tag me on stuff. Let's have some fun, and that's the best way to get in contact with me.
Cool. And then for everyone out there, thank you for coming today. Remember this week we have lives tomorrow and Thursday, and then also next week we got Chris coming on, and then I got a producer from Warner Brothers coming on, and then Thursday we have Erica Arvold. Also, if you need monologues, check out lareels.com/store. There's also a free casting director info ebook in there that's 65 pages that you can download. And if you need edits, hit me up, Brett at lareels.com. Tay, thank you so much, man, for being here. It's a pleasure, brother, and thank you so much for having me a part of the team. You guys rock.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for everybody for joining in. We love y'all. Stay safe. Keep your hands washed. Don't touch people. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, peace out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.